जरा अंग्रेजी में बोलने में दिक्कत तो रहेगी। बोलो। I feel that I'm very fortunate to have having this brothers and sisters from Germany at this village on the first day of this 1988, and I was glad to have join the ceremony of the New Year Day. You all have come here to know about M.K. Gandhi more and more. I'll try to say something about our family and about Bapu. We are our forefathers were shopkeepers of provisional stores. They were called Gandhi. Gandhi in Gujarati is a shopkeeper of such things. He may be Hindu, Muslim, Parsi, anyone. In our family, M.K. Gandhi was the very big man. The name is M.K. Gandhi. M means Mohandas, Karamchand means Mohandas, M for Mohandas, K for Karamchand, and G for Gandhi. But Bapuji's, Gandhiji's elder brother signed M.K.U. Gandhi. No, L.K.U. Gandhi. L means Lakshmi Chand. K means Karamchand and U means Uttamchand. That is, he wrote the name of his own, his father's and grandfather also. Uttamchand Gandhi was the first big man in our family who became minister in Portland state and was very successful. He was very honest, truthful, fearless, very keen for justice, simple, and very brotherhood. The same trace, you may say, was expanded and by Gandhi more and more, and he became such a big man. As Lakshmi Chand Gandhi wrote, as Lakshmi Chand, Karamchand, Uttamchand, that how my grandfather wrote Khushal Chand, Jeevan Chand, Uttam Chand. That means Bapu's grandfather and my grandfather's grandfather is the same person. Uttam Chand Gandhi had one time in Porbandar, there was a question for justice and some disagreement with the rulers. At that time, by ruling party, he was surrounded by military force, and guns were some guns were there, and some, you say that big guns would bomb the walls. Walls were also vaulting, but he said, I won't go to injustice, even if I have to die. At that time, when bombard was going on in the Kirti Mandir, which is the now big house there of Gandhi's routine, that was the house of Uttam Chand Gandhi, and in that house he sat with his 5 sons and wife and himself, and the man for justice who was to him given there.
So you joined.
The question is that how I was in Phoenix.
I will ask the question again. You came to South Africa to join Gandhiji at the beginning of this century. How do you remember those days? How do you remember how Gandhiji lived in his Phoenix settlement? How was it? The atmosphere in those days there.
I was 5 years old when I was taken there by my uncle to Natal and Phoenix farm. There was a little tin hut there, which was prepared by my father and my uncle to stay. And there was near to that, not very far, Bapu's house, tin house also. But Bapu was not at that time there. He was in Johannesburg, and he was barrister practicing the lawyership there. Here he wanted the Phoenix settlement inmates to work as a farmer and not as a what you say trader. They went here, from here, my father and some people went with Gandhiji to get the money and to have some trade and get income. But it was in 1904 that Bapu had a opportunity to read the book of Ruskin, and that was the book named Unto This Last. And when Bapu read it, he fixed his mind to do it in his life. But at that time, he was busy at Johannesburg, having his business and some politics and social service also. But he asked people in the family, youngsters, to follow the Ruskin's way to work by manual work and read and write good. So in the beginning, we had not very big idea there. We had only that simple living and high thinking. We should read good books and work. Half day of the time, my father and uncle and other people in Phoenix, from the morning up till the 11 o'clock, they work in the farms, digging. We had no bullocks, no plow, no any machine, simply by that you say, what you say?
Plow.
Plow, not plow, but digging by hand. Digging by hand, and vegetables and fruits we had there. We had there at the beginning in the Bapu's farm, every hut had a surrounding 1 acre land to cultivate. And in that cultivation, every family got their fruits and vegetables from there. And from afternoon to evening, they worked in the printing press. The printing press was a very, very long godown made of tin, and some machines brought from Durban. And every week they had published Indian Opinion at that time. Indian Opinion was published in that time in 4 languages, English and Gujarati, Hindi and Tamil. In 4 languages it was edited and printed every week on Saturday or so.
Not yet, wait. Okay. Yes.
Yes. Then when it was in Phoenix, when my father and friends were working, Bapu came, I think, came for 2 or 3 days every month or every second month. And I had been seeing in that childhood very little time Bapu stayed in Phoenix. But when he came here, he worked in the Indian Opinion Press a whole night, and the press should the weekly should not be late. He was very keen about that. He was in the office of Indian Opinion. I saw him writing and editing and folding the newspaper and sending for the postage. At that time, in the midnight, he had all the people together and had prepared some puri and some, pudding, and had sat together and took it, that they had the meal and worked up till 4 o'clock in the morning. In the morning they sent away. At first when I went there, I was taken to the Phoenix. At that time there was no child there. Only myself was the little child there. And after some weeks, Kasturba came from Johannesburg. And Ramdas and Devdas, the two youngest, Bapu's son, came. And then we were 3 children. Devdas was not more big than myself. It was 1 year or so. Ramdas was about 3 years older than me, but we 3 played together. And in the Bapus had brought that European toys and this English books, and that we played. And then we played in the garden, and we made little huts. And when the hut was prepared, we asked Bapu to come and see. And he came there, and just he went with us had a walk with children. And I remember in that time that he put up and picked up on his shoulder and asked me to jump. And in the little, there was high in a Bapu's hut, there was the veranda, and from veranda the field was low. So it was about 3 feet low. So jump, and then again get up and jump. That was the play. And then he asked us to run with him, and we ran. And also, when I was able to not pronounce proper name of Ramdas, I said Lamdas. I can't say Ramdas. So he asked Ramdas and Devdas, say hip hip hooray, say hip hip hooray. And also I said was hip hip hooray, and then I began to pronounce R also. In that time I was not able to pronounce R. That is what a very little time when it was I think in 95, 94, 96, and that time. That was when Bapu went to city, Durban. He had full dress and collars. And I remember that other clothes were washed and cleaned here in Phoenix, but his collars had sent to Durban, and it was ironed, and 12 collars, 1 dozen collar will come together, and I and Devdas will have that put in the table for Bapu that time.
Okay, Peter. Your common time with Gandhiji began at the beginning of our century.
Yes.
Later on you joined him in India. You have been with him many years during the Satyagraha campaigns in India. And you know a lot about his ideology and his life also. How do you see his relevance, the relevance of his teachings, his ideology for the people of India today?
What I have learnt from Bapu and what he taught me. I can say that he, from beginning to end, he was very keen to be a free man. We were suppressed by English people here and also in foreign land. So how can we get free? For that he said everyone should have Swaraj. And for having Swaraj, the way you determine that I won't bow down to injustice, I'll be a free man. That was his idea, and he wrote that book, little book in Hind Swaraj. And that was the textbook which he asked us by paragraph, we were reciting it. And that is the way. The real Swaraj, everyone independent, can be only when you can have your preliminary wants of food and clothes. You can do it. You are not. It is when it is not centralized, but it is decentralized. So we have to prepare our own fooding, clothing, and prepare our mind to not accept any wrong thing in our life, and be stiff, proper. Don't fear for death. That was the teaching which he taught in the beginning, taught by his own life, and by the way he took the independence. As in India, that way he said that this big industries, very big industries, and heavy army, very much expenditure for the army, that all is exploiting everyone. We won't exploit anyone. We should not get exploited by anyone. We should not kill anyone, but we should be very free and bold. That was the Bapu's idea. And that as much we have picked up. We got independent, but it is not proper independent. It is I think that as Bapu wanted, that everyone is his own ruler. Swaraj means the rule of himself. In that way, one person cannot stay alone, but small villages are perfect in their own industry, own setting, and village should be there should be Gram Swaraj everyone. That in India we are not in that way. We are opposite way. We are being very much centralized, and we need very much. We are running for machinery, and so that thing is not the way of Bapu. India will be free and happy. People be free and happy, and they'll get uplift when they'll take the way to be honest. Honesty is for truth, and you will not exploit anyone. That is our ahimsa. That is what we want here, and I think that is also needed in surrounding countries near Asia, and I don't know about far countries, but if we can do that, Bapu's path is to be developed much more. If we forget it, we will call more trouble for our head.
So these ethical values you just described are universal.
Universal.
So
right.
they are valid at any time, at any place,
Any
all
time,
over
any
the
place.
world.
Yes,
Oh.
that is the way, and that is I was just saying that was when you want in that way to stay, you live in that way, and when you live in that way, when 2 are there, we will 20, from 20 we will come 200. That is the idea, and that is how, and that was the idea of Indian culture from beginning, from ancient times, and that we want it again. We don't want that style of living, but that idea is there.
So then actually there is no need for a new Gandhi. If everyone adopts his
Yes.
values
Yeah,
and
yes.
tries to practice.
If you know, I remember that when he said quit India, and he started Quit India movement, he said we won't have any army, we don't have any organization, there won't be any guide, and no leader. Everyone is leader of themselves, and he will become his. Say I am free. I'm not under British government, and everyone when he is free, be free in your mind and be free in your practice. That thing I think is wanted everyone. I think just as in Arab also, and that Ceylon also, and I don't know about China, but also they want that.